What is up, everybody? Damn, Cryptid already up in here. What's going on, Big Cryptid? How you doing today, brother? Hope everybody's doing well out there on this wonderful Wednesday morning because it's only 11 o'clock in the morning right here in San Antonio, 11:17 to be exact. And I hope everybody's doing well out there, man. If you noticed, I haven't put out any content the last couple of days. It's been a few days that I've done so, and that's been purposely. I've been in my head a lot these last couple of days. Um, Nothing serious, nothing crazy, just along the lines of, and I know this is beating a dead horse, but the whole Afghan pullout, man. That's been like really bugging me, and it has since it occurred. It's been bothering me, and I'm not gonna shift blame or anything like that at this time. Everybody knows where I stand with that already, but it's just mainly, you know, the way that we left to this day still bothers me. And the fact that we left so many people out there stranded who helped us out, and their families. You know what I mean? So that's basically where my head's been. And it's just one of those things that it's been bugging the fuck out of me. And I seen recently on Vet TV, I've been getting a lot of shorts from them. And I want to share these shorts here with y'all. In case you haven't heard of them, it's called Vet TV, VET, as in veteran, and then TV. Um, and I want to go ahead and play some of the shorts here in a few minutes. But it just trips me out because, like, I'm glad to know that the Terp that I had in Afghanistan made it out. That was one of the most happiest things that I saw. Um, and I will say this, my experience in Afghanistan varied a lot than a lot of others that were out in Afghanistan. My mission in Afghanistan wasn't a combat mission. That was my mission was training, a training mission. Um, we were tasked to train the Afghan field artillery on how to conduct their their own fire missions, pretty much. How to what needed to be done in order to fire their own weapons, their own weapon system, which at that time was the D-30. It was a Russian howitzer, and I'm telling you, that was not an easy job. Um, it was not a easy job at all. So, let's see. I want to say 108,000 got out on them planes. Is that right? And the majority we're just let loose in America. Yeah, for real. And we never learned. Fall of Saigon was no different in the way we pulled out. However, it was much worse. It's just a trip to me. Again, like how we just left them, and it's not the first time that we've done people in the Middle East dirty. I don't know if you guys know about what happened. I think it was in Kurdistan back when Saddam was in power, where we were supposed to help them out and kind of like revolt, and what ended up happening was we let them down and they got gassed. Saddam gassed the fuck out of them. So, I mean, it's really been weighing on my head a lot, man. And it's the sacrifice that all of us made as veterans. Yeah, I get on here and I talk a lot of shit about, motherfuckers that are paper pushers, motherfuckers that are, gate guards or defact fucking counter clickers. But at the end of the day, man, if you spent your time out there, you spent your time away from your family, you spent your time away from your kids, you spend your time away from life, and it's a sacrifice that you do at the end of the day. And so it's just a trip to me how we spent 20 fucking years out there. 20 fucking years. And thankfully we didn't lose as many lives as were lost in let's say Vietnam or Korea or World War II, World War I. But it's just it's just a fucking trip to me, man. It's how we could just neglect those people like that and then just let the Taliban run over and take everything back, you know? Did you freaking watch Sean Ryan's interview with Trump? He railed on Afghanistan. That dude's been on it. He got with Trump and really nailed it. Yeah, dude, I watched some of it, but again, like I've been trying to stay away from it because I get passionate about that shit. You know what I mean? And again, I only did 9 months in Afghanistan. All right. Most of my deployments were in Iraq, which was Baghdad and Mosul. And that's where, my like any combat that happened was over there. But again, like, I guess I just consolidated all together because when you think about it, we went over there with no real mission, no real fucking no real end game. You know what I mean? So it was just fucking trippy to me, man. It's all proxy wars, brother. Sometimes I wonder if America even is a good guy anymore. 100% with you on that one, Palfy. 100% with you on that one. What's going on with Ukraine? It's fucking retarded to me. We shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be hell. We shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. We should be minding our own business. How can we try to fix another country when we can't even fucking, fix ours? Call of Duty next event is on. Got that TV. Got on that TV. They got a big screen. Streamers. They're all in it for the first time. Right on, dude. I I'm not buying that new Call of Duty game, by the way. Just to let you know, fuck that. I'm gonna stick with Modern Warfare 3 because I just bought that shit, and I'm not paying all that money for fucking Black Ops at this time. RFK Jr. for Director of Health and Human Services, Tulsi for Secretary of Defense or Secretary of State. Either one of those two, I'd be okay with, honestly. But I want to share some of this footage, man, from Vet TV. If y'all get a chance to go check it out, man, trip out on it, y'all should. But let's see what we got here.
I never thought when I went to Afghanistan that I would be telling the story of an Afghan, but war gives you a perspective about people. How many times did interpreters make the right interpretation, in some cases even saved Americans' lives? So the relationship between service member and interpreters, they're brothers and sisters in arms.
Facts. What he just said right there at the end is a 100% fact that the relationship you forge with your Terps, is that of a brotherhood, man. Because you are literally putting your life in their hands and they're doing the same with you. They don't have any weapons. So they're trusting in you to go ahead and keep them alive. And for the most part, they're trying to keep their identity, unknown because of retaliation to the families, which we all know the Taliban has done horrible, horrible things to their families out there. So let's go ahead and see what we got here.
Those are the types of things that the Taliban were doing to guys like Saifullah.
The war is an insurgency war.
They turned Afghan war from the war on terror to a proxy war.
Proxy war. Ralphie just said that.
Special immigrant visa program was designed to provide safe refuge to the countless brave Afghan men and women.
Guess how many we gave out? It was 3.
Without guys like Saifullah and Ismail, we're left with nothing.
On the news, they are saying that there might be a potential attack.
When I woke up, I was in the hospital.
Even if I die or something happened to me, I would, die for a good cause. This is my last farewell.
What the hell do I do?
The interpreter, he made a mistake.
I mean, what do y'all think of you guys that are watching this? What do y'all think when y'all see stuff like this? That some of these cats were being left out there, told they were going to get these visas, and just we're still stuck over there. I mean, I remember my Turbo. Shout out to Turbo, man. He was my best terp. He was I had him in Afghanistan. And that dude, like, he had a hard job because he had to translate artillery terms that he's never heard into either Pashto or Dari. I can't remember which one it was that he spoke, but he had to, translate that into them and have them understand it. It was a trip, man. And then in Mosul, we had quite a few interpreters. One of them we fired like on the fucking spot because he happened to be during the Connaught brief. Found out that he had a cell phone. Yeah, you gone, homie. You were fired. Oh man, let's see this one.
They didn't just kill you, they cut your head off. And the way that they cut your head off was by sawing it off. There was a point in which interpreters were getting killed every day. Saifullah and Ishmael and the interpreters who have sacrificed a lot are more worthy to be in this country than a lot of people.
100%.
Not sure how he will get out.
We are heading down to Kabul.
Trying to avoid all of the Taliban that are everywhere. I didn't know if I'd ever see Saifullah again.
This is my last. Oh well.
US officials confirming that there was an explosion outside the Abbey Gate.
And then the Abbey Gate incident. That's another one that bugs the fuck out of me. I've been, like I said, just tripping on this, just marinated on it. What do you know about Project 2025? I know that I think, well, in my opinion, it's a bunch of fucking hoopla. It's a bunch of fear mongering by the left. Yeah, I guess it was a think tank that came together. My understanding of it, though, is it's just being used a lot as a fucking scare tactic. Notice that, that's the only thing they got that they're bringing up against the Republican Party at this time, or against Trump, is the whole Project 2025. What policies are they standing on? What policies have they come up with? You know what I mean? Yo, motherfucking Crossings. What's going on, big dog? Oh, Crossings. That was one of my soldiers back in the day in Korea. What it do? What it do? Hey, congrats. I saw that you made that list, man. Congratulations, brother. I'm proud of you. Very, very proud of you, big dog. But yeah, I think it's just a lot of hoopla, Palfy, to be honest. I think it's just people just being fucking fear mongered into that type of into you vote for us or it's the end of the world. The sky is falling type deal. You know what I'm saying? Apparently there's stuff in there though that is pretty good, but the majority is not. From what I hear, I don't believe in it because at the end of the day, in order for a lot of things to be enacted and a lot of things to be passed, we do have a division of powers. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. All right, let me pull up my my personal Facebook because I forgot that I have to go to that one in order to actually to read any messages that are on there. So let's see. I really just ignored the political stuff, and people keep bringing stuff up about Project 2025. Okay. And they're going to keep doing that because it's the only leg they have to stand on as far as like, something that's going to pique people's minds. I'll tell you what, my daughter is the one that brought it to my attention a couple of months ago because she saw it on TikTok. You know what I mean? And that's how they do it nowadays, man. They want to go ahead and just start letting little leaks here and there and let it marinate and scare people into shit. I just don't give it the fucking attention because that's all you do is give it attention is going to make it like a wildfire, start spreading even more. You know what I mean? And fuck all that.
If you served in a combat zone, how do you feel about how we left our Afghan allies?
After nearly 20 years.
In Afghanistan.
The war in Afghanistan. It's time for American troops to come home.
Thousands of Afghans eligible for visas because they had worked for the U.S. and left behind.
Afghan interpreters who serve the U.S. mission are being systematically hunted down by the Taliban.
I remember the last conversation I had with Saifullah before I left. And he goes, your deployment in Afghanistan is coming to an end, but I fear my deployment in Afghanistan will never end.
Available now at veterantv.com. If you served in a combat zone, how do you feel about how we?
You know, and I'm gonna end up seeing this later on. I'm gonna have to go check it out because you know, I feel how we did him was dirty, bro. I just think how we did him was fucking dirty, and it wasn't cool at all. So, what do y'all think, man? How do y'all feel about the way that that we left out there? And the reason I'm discussing this so much is because, like I said, it's been weighing on my head. It's been fucking. It's August, and you know, Abbey the withdrawal, the pullout could have been done 1,000 times better. And I always maintained with that, no matter who was in charge, no matter who was in charge at the time, they were gonna get the shit end of the stick for that pullout. You know what I mean? But shit, Biden's game, his pullout game was really weak. And it sucked how we just left everything out there. You know, these motherfuckers had a parade out in Bagram. They had a parade out in Bagram celebrating that we just picked up and dipped. And meanwhile, I'm not saying that we should have stayed there any longer than we needed to. However, there should have been some type of milestones that needed to be met. And there were supposed to be milestones that were supposed to be met. But unfortunately, when the transition of power occurred and Biden came in, bro, they all they did was test his gangster. You know what I mean? They tested they tested Biden's gangster and they saw it was weak. You know, they saw he was fucking weak. And then we just fucking dropped deuces on her ass, you know? I think at the very least we should have a contingency there of, you know, those certain folks that, you know, they wear flip-flops and shorts out there. You know who they are. You know what I mean? Those cats. The cats that go just by a letter in their name. They should have been there. But now China's in fucking Bagram. But yeah. But the truth is that I don't care about anymore about Iraq or Afghanistan. Why were we over there anyways? I believe that the fight here is here now. I don't think we're living. I think we're living in some turbulent times. I feel you 100% on that, Palfy. I feel you 100%. You know, I know when we joined the military at the same time, you know, you and I were in boot camp together out in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Delta 122 Delta Dogs. You know, I know that I joined because I wanted to go to war. I did. I honestly wanted to go to war. I thought it was a righteous thing that we were doing. I thought we were out there helping, you know, and lo and behold, you know, the things you find out as you get older and time passes that there was no reason whatsoever to have been in fucking in Iraq, you know, because who are we to go change regimes? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna do that, what I don't like is, and the reason I keep bringing it up also, Palfy, is because depending on who is elected, you know, as the president in this next election, I believe is gonna be key as into if we're involved in any more conflicts. You know, you got the military industrial machine or industrial complex, whatever the fuck they want to call it, that Eisenhower warned about, you know, and they like to keep us in war. And a lot of these fucking Republicans, a lot of these fucking Democrats, they're all the same, man. They're all in bed with it because they got to make money. You know, all they care about is the money. They don't give a shit about our fucking our prosperity here in America. They really don't. They care about the pockets, you know. There's another Indian saying in English, "You are the Indian now," referring to the middle working class in modern times. Dude, it's the fucking truth, man. You know, it's the fucking truth. Is there even a middle class? I don't see there being a middle class right now. And that's the fucked up thing about the government, bro, that they're making people fight over what social class you're in, whether you're in you know, in the working class, lower working class, you know, middle class or upper class, whatever you want to call it. I consider myself to be living in the lower middle class, area. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Here in Texas, I consider with what I make, um, you know, lower middle class. All right, lower middle class. But if I was to go to California with what I make, I'd definitely be fucking working class, lower class. You know what I mean? It definitely would be there. We would not be, and I'm not saying I'm rich. I am nowhere rich by any means necessary. I'm comfortable where I'm at. My bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's not like I can just fucking drop everything and go on a goddamn 6-week vacation. You know what I mean? And just say fuck it all. But the fact that I can at least go on a weekend trip, that's more than a lot of people out there in California making what I make. That wouldn't be shit. So, but they got us fighting between each other, man. The government is very good at doing that. Divide and conquer, right? If they keep the masses arguing with each other, then we'll be blind to what the government is doing, you know. And I truly believe that this next election is not about Republican, it's not about Democrat, it's about which type of government you want. Do you want a government that's going to be all up in your business, dictating your fucking life like 1984? Or do you want a government of, by, and for the people? You know what I mean? Do you know how much the pharmaceutical industry funded the Nazi Party in World War II? I don't, brother. Please educate me on that one. But I'm sure, I mean, being that they were the ones that came up with fucking, that keeping you awake type stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were in bed together. And it's a trip. Anytime that anything gets involved, any kind of businesses get involved with the government, it's over. It's no longer a business, man. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry about that, fellas. I'm asking my daughter to bring me some coffee. I don't want to leave the room and shit. And what trips me out too, Palfy, on this note, as far as like turbulent times that we're living in America, it doesn't seem like we're trying to make it any better either, between ourselves. You know what I mean? Everybody is so passionate about their political views, political stances. They're not willing to give an inch or even listen to another person's perspective because they're so not I guess indoctrinated, you could say. What's up, baby? Is my cup over there? Is my Michael Myers cup over there? Just fill it up with the coffee. We're so brainwashed almost, you could say, that with if they don't agree with me, they're wrong. Either you're with me or you're against me. That's what it boils down to. And it's not like that, man. It should be somewhere along the lines like, look, I respect what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from, but hear me out on my end. You know what I mean? And somewhere in the middle, there's common fucking ground, Let's just say there was a price that was paid for vaccines and treatments. You know what? That's why I would love RFK Jr. in there. It's a trip to me, man. It really is a trip to me how it makes. I'm not trying to say I'm a non-vaxxer or whatnot. You know what I mean? But it does raise up the. Did you find it? Okay, I'll be there in a minute. It does bring up the questions of, where was autism 30, 40, 50 years ago, and why is it so high now? Like, is there like a controlled experiment going on where they have certain vaccines, how they're all numbered and shit like that, and they put it next to whoever they gave it to? Is there like a controlled experiment going on of who gets a vaccine and who doesn't, who gets some kind of experimental shit that ends up causing like autism or some kind of a disability or impediment? It just makes me wonder. And you know what? People might say I'm crazy for thinking about something like that, But should we talk about that experiment in Tuskegee? You know, where they let people who had blood, like bad blood, you know, which was actually syphilis, and they let them live with it just to control and see what the effects would be on black people. You know what I mean? How fucked up is your government that they do that to you? It's again, I hate my fucking government. I hate it with a fucking passion. I love my country though, and I will fight for all my countrymen. But god damn, I hate my government. I gotta get my coffee, y'all. Give me one quick second. Chat it up inside the fucking inside the chat. And if you guys want to, if anybody wants to jump on, let me know. Hey, I'll shoot you the link on here. You come on here and we just talk up together, man. All right. I gotta be careful as I sit down here so I don't fuck up my microphone. Anyways, so y'all digging my chair, by the way? I like being all comfortable and shit. Oh man. Hey Palfy, you ever want to, jump on here with me? I'd be glad to have you on here, big dog. But I'm pretty sure I don't know. You're probably busy. Hey, Palf, I got a question for you. I got a question for everybody out there, whoever's watching this right now, and even if you're catching the replay, the rerun. Let me ask y'all, how do you guys feel about letting your children join the military? Is that something that you would encourage, or is it something that you would tell them to reconsider? Like, for example, I know that I'm the type of person that I believe in service to country. All right. And I'm 100% in I'm 100% in the belief that, we should all serve. I believe that honestly, it would be great to see a turn in the willingness to serve our country. I'd love to see it be mandatory. Honestly, I would really like that, but unfortunately, that's where I find myself in a difficult position, being that I also believe that the government shouldn't tell us or be in our business on what to do. But if it was one thing, I think that all Americans all United States citizens should serve at a minimum 2 years after boot camp. It doesn't always have to be in a combat position. It could be in an administrative position. You know what I mean? And I really believe that it would work with our society as far as like training them to be a better person in life, because you'll be shaped, with that military mind frame. I'm a very big advocate in whatever your kid wants to do, let them. Just be sure to question their reasoning and providing guidance. 100%, 100% on that. Like I tripped out, like my daughter, my oldest, my 13-year-old. I'm not gonna lie, I've been dropping hints like I think the military would be a good route for you. Granted, she's only 14, But at 14, I already knew that the military was the way I wanted to go. But at the age of 14, I was also beginning uh my my turn towards doing other dumb shit. And luckily she doesn't have that issue. But I really want to encourage her to do that. I really want to encourage kids to have that opportunity to be in the military because I think it's a good thing. Serve your country, you know. I say I guess I mean maybe make it a necessity in order to vote like it used to be. I mean, you wanted to vote, you had to serve your country. Nah, that'd be a little too fucking rough, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Somebody had brought that. I was on another live, and somebody had brought up the mandatory service, military service, and I think it should be done, man. Honestly, I mean, think about all the benefits that it would take maybe a generation or two for us to get used to it, and you could get a deferment like they do in Korea. In Korea, you get a deferment that if you're going to college, you don't have to do your military service right out of high school, but after you're done with your college courses, you have to go do your 2-year service, your 2-year commitment. And it's only a 2-year commitment, man. I mean, if you decide to make a career out of it, you can make out a career out of it, but at the same time, it does prepare you for life out in the civilian sector. I just think I don't know. What do you guys think out there? Should military service be a requirement for the military? I mean, I'm sorry, should it be required? I wonder. Uh-oh. What did I do? Okay, never mind. My 14-year-old son has had a tough time in school his whole life, and military would be a good direction for him. Yeah, I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's sometimes it's what's needed. We need it because it puts that discipline in you. The only thing I would want to make sure is that, granted, our boot camp wasn't the hardest, but it did have some struggles and some hard times. You know what I mean? I put it this way: I'm not going to pay for college. You have to pay for your for it or get a scholarship. I told my daughter, my 14-year-old, I told her, look, I'm not going to kick you out of the house, at 18. But I will say this: you won't be a bum here. You got a few options. You can go to work. I don't care if it's at McDonald's, but you can go to work. You can fucking go to college or trade school, whatever you want to do, or you can join the military. Those are your routes. But you're not going to be a bum here. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to get something going on with your life. Just my opinion. Exactly. And that's another thing that I wish that people would stop shaming is trades. And it's not until now that people are starting to look at like, hey, you know what? Trades might be the best way to go. Think about it like this. This is what I started looking at. Everybody and their mama, did some kind of career in computers. All right. Well, as AI keeps advancing and technology keeps getting better, those trades, I mean, those computer technology type of jobs, they're going to end up disappearing. You know what I mean? They're going to end up disappearing. But you know what AI can't do? Fix your fucking plumbing. AI can't fucking rig your electricity. AI cannot build you a fucking house. You know what I'm saying? So all those skills are needed. So I don't know. What do y'all think out there, man? Some people, I think college should be there for those that want to be what they call professionals. I guess like, a doctor, a lawyer, shit like that. I understand, But as far as like why, what really pushed me away from college, honestly, was the fact that I had to go through all these prerequisites just to, let's say I wanted to be a teacher. All right. I just want to teach history. History was my thing. I loved history, but why do I gotta fucking know algebra 1, algebra 2, fucking pre-calculus type shit if all I need is fucking to know history? I just don't get it. I'm not saying he's retarded, but you come to the realization that your kids are different. My daughter, smart, athletic. My son, different, but athletic as well. Palfy, we are eye to eye, my dog. We are eye to eye, 100%. Abolish federal subsidized student loans. So, with that said, those abolishing the subsidized student loans, is that where the government is involved with paying off the student loans, as far as like they guarantee like you know what? If they're gonna give a student loan, it should be for something that is gonna be fucking worth it, not some kind of degree in poetry. If you're gonna get a degree, loan for a degree, make sure it's for a degree that's gonna actually get you a job or a career. Because in art, if you got fucking a career in art, what is it doing for you? You know what I mean? And give me 1 second, I got a call coming in. You guys talk amongst each other. All right, fellas. Well, unfortunately, I got to cut this one short. I had some shit that just popped up and I got to go take care of. So, with that being said, hey, thank you all for being here with me, man. Maybe I'll go live later on this evening. If you guys want to pop on here, let me know. Just remember, like, subscribe, go to the YouTube, like and subscribe, man. That's all I can ask for y'all for is to like and subscribe, or at least just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called On the Gun Line Podcast. Excuse me. If y'all could do me that solid favor, I would really, really, really appreciate it. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. Only on the gun line, though. Deuces.